Head coach Jason Zimmerman joins us today to talk to Emory men's basketball. Coach, you're 3 weeks into the practice part of the season. How are things going so far?
Guys been working hard. It's exciting. We're getting better as we go on. We just had our scrimmage last week. We got to play against somebody else, which was nice. And then with our exhibition coming up, College of Charleston, a couple of days on Saturday, the 8th. Looking forward for that as well. But guys have been, veterans have been leading. We have 4 great seniors that have been through a lot of battles together, and they've been leading the charge. And we've had 21 days of very good practices and great effort. We need a little bit more focus, but effort's been there every day, and we're excited about that.
21 days into practice, as you just mentioned, but before the season started, you had a chance to go to Germany for 9-10 days, and how were you able to use that trip as possibly a jump start into this year?
Yeah, I think anytime you get to be on the court with your players, it's a benefit. So 10 extra days of practice, 4 games in Germany. We use that as to help bridge the gap from last year into this year. But these 21 days have been very important because we do have 4 freshmen that weren't with us on that trip. So being able to integrate them into our team, chemistry-wise, integrate them into our team on the court with their skill sets and seeing what our strengths can be this year. It's been exciting, and like I said, the guys, all of them, every class, seniors, juniors, sophomores, and the new freshmen have done a great job of competing against each other. And that's hard when you're competing against your friends and your teammates, and being able to compete and make each other better every day.
Looking at this year's team, 11 letter winners back from last year, 3 starters. Just talk about kind of like the makeup of, or as you see how the team's going to, be this year.
Sure. You would lose 3 great seniors with Jake Davis, McPherson Moore, and Steven Simmons. So we're concerned about that, obviously, but we have great senior class that's been solid for us in leadership-wise and on the basketball court. So Mike Florin at the point spot, he's as good as any guard in the country at the point spot. We're excited about that. He leads our team on the court, and he's been a starting point guard for 2 years for us and been to 2 NCAA tournaments, and it's a great tribute to him as a point guard, not just him, but our team, but as a starting point guard. Then we have Alex Foster and Josh Shoddy as senior in the senior class, who played major roles, and Max Davis, who was our backup point guard last year, played in crucial games, crucial minutes for us throughout the year. So 4 guys who are very experienced leaders, experienced in our team chemistry and what we want to do in our program. You add those juniors, we got Davis Round, Will Trawick, Sam Heary, Evan Coleman, great junior class as well. And then you combine that with our freshmen, so freshmen and sophomores, Austin DeGue, Jonathan Terry, Jim Gordon. Those are our veterans coming back, and they've experienced a lot of good times in our program. Our program's been successful, and they're looking forward to building on that this year.
We talked about it last week. Guys having different roles. Every team is different, and guys will have to step up and do different roles this year as opposed to last year.
Yeah, I think one of the hardest things as a player is to see somebody leave and then understand that our team's going to be different. You're not going to be like that guy, and we've been fortunate enough to have some tremendous players leave our program as in the senior class, and we've been have success. And each year you have to remind guys, look, our team this year is different from our team last year. We're not going to play the same as the team last year, even if we have the same philosophy, the same dynamic as far as what we run X and O wise. Our team is going to be different. You have different strengths than the people that left. And let's try to mold our strength and build our story as a team. And that's something that our guys have really bought into this 21 days and really developed our identity. We haven't been able to show our identity to outside people, the people on the campus or et cetera, but we've been able to build that identity in practice, and it's been important for us. And we're excited about now going out and showing people what this year's team's identity is going to be.
You mentioned you touched upon the veterans you've got back from last year. How about just kind of a quick preview on the newcomers?
Sure, 4 newcomers, 4 freshmen coming in. We have Whit Rapp, point guard from Indianapolis. Talented. All these guys are very talented. So the second guy we have is next guy is Adam Gigax, a wing from Cincinnati. And then we have Donald Avant and Chris Avant, twins from Houston, Texas. They're 4-5 men. They play the bigs for us. And all four of those guys have been, they've had a lot of information coming at them very fast in 21 days. But they've been able to process that information and still give us, still use their strengths while processing that information. And that's difficult, you know, when you're trying to learn something new and you become tentative because you're learning a new skill or what the coach wants or playing with new guys. If you can still use your skill set and your strengths while learning something new, I think that's a talent and something that our guys have done a great job doing this year.
You've mentioned in the past, and we've talked earlier about how you're comfortable with the depth of this year's team. You feel really good about the 1 through 15 spots.
Yeah, our practices have been very, very competitive because of that. Our 1 through 15, all 15 guys are very competitive and fighting for playing time, and that makes practices a joy to be at. It makes practices competitive. It makes practices aggressive, and it's really fun as a coach to watch that. Exciting to watch that. Now to get that competitive nature in practice and to move it to the court and to move it to a game time situation is going to be something that is going to be a work in progress, but we're looking forward to getting that done.
Let's talk about Saturday, exhibition game against College of Charleston, Division I opponents, something you've done in the past for exhibitions. Let's talk about the exhibition, what you're hoping to get out of it.
Yeah, excited about playing a game situation. So we're going to go down to Charleston on the night before, stay in a hotel, pregame meal the day of the game. We're playing at noon, so it's a lot like a noon game on our Sunday noon games for our league. So it's great for us. Our guys have done that before, so it's not something new to them. Our freshmen haven't. Our freshmen can experience that without having a conference title on the line or a conference game that means where you're ranking in the league on the line. So we get to go down there, go through a dress rehearsal of a noon game. We're not playing it as a dress rehearsal though. We're playing it as if it were a regular season game, and we're excited about that process. Charleston is a tremendous program. Coach Grant, new coach for them, tremendous person and coach, and we're excited about competing against him in his first time in front of people. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of excitement in the Charleston community, in the Charleston arena, TD Arena. And the great thing about it for us in our program is John and Ryan Kress played for us. My first 2 years here, I got to coach John and Ryan Kress on our first two teams. When I was at Emory, their dad, obviously, the court's named after their dad, Coach Kress, John Kress at Charleston. And that's kind of how this came about playing Charleston. We're excited about that. John and Ryan cannot be at the game. I made sure they're cheering for the right team on Saturday. But that's another part of this game that it makes it fun for me as the coach, and I hope for our alums, especially guys that play with John and Ryan.
Now finally, I think we'd be remiss to talk about the program as a whole. Drawing preseason national rankings, probably the first time ever we've drawn preseason. I think 14th in D3 hoops and 13th in D3 news.
Yeah, excited about that because the guys that went before us. The program we've continued to carry on a tradition in the last 8 years of an Emory program and hopefully made that tradition even stronger. We're excited about that. We've talked about it with our team. We know. What the preseason rankings mean. Last year we weren't ranked at all the whole season, and we were fortunate enough to make some plays and get to the Elite Eight. I don't know what that means, but it means a lot to me. It means a lot to our former players, our school, our community that we're recognized in that way, and so we take a great deal of pride in that, and we're looking forward to seeing if we can hold up to that ranking and maybe even get a little bit better. So.
All right, Coach. Well, thanks very much for your time. I'll let you get back to work, and we will catch up with you next week.
Thanks, Sean.